So now I would like to invite Mr. Yenugu Nikhil, research scholar at Department of Chemical Sciences, IISER Kolkata, to please give the vote of thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Tiwari. Respected chief guests, distinguished guests of honor, and all the dignitaries, esteemed professors and scientists, respected representatives of our partner institutes, dear colleagues, participants, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Bhaktivedanta Institute, it is my privilege to offer vote of thanks at the conclusion of this inaugural session of the Golden Jubilee Lecture Series, Voyage through the Cosmos. At the outset, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. A.K. Anil Kumar, Director of ISRO Telemetry Tracking and Command Network, whose presence today has greatly enriched this occasion. His remarks highlighted the remarkable progress of India's space program and reminded us of the importance of sustained scientific exploration and institutional vision in expanding humanity's understanding of the cosmos. We are equally thankful to our guests of honors, Professor Dipankar Banerjee, Vice Chancellor of Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, Thiruvananthapuram, and Professor Annapurni Subramaniam, Director of Indian Institute of Astrophysics, Bangalore. We sincerely appreciate your gracious presence, thoughtful remarks, and highlighting the contributions of India and recent developments in the field of astrophysics and space sciences, which has helped set the tone of this extraordinary gathering. It is also my great pleasure for us to welcome the distinguished speakers, professors, and researchers who will be contributing to this lecture series over the coming days. We are privileged to have with us Professor John Schwartz of California Institute of Technology, who is one of the leading founders of string theory. Professor Avi Loeb of Harvard University, Professor Paul J. Steinhardt of Princeton University, Professor Andre Linde of Stanford University, Professor George Ellis of University of Cape Town, and Professor Wendy Friedman of University of Chicago. We are grateful that scholars whose research have played such a significant and important role in shaping contemporary cosmology have agreed to share their perspectives with this audience. We also extend our sincere thanks to other eminent members of international academic community who will be addressing this series, including Professor Ofer Lau of University College London, Professor Mario Livio, former professor at Telescope Science Institute, Professor Tim Eastman, formerly of the University of Alaska, Professor Louis Marmot of York University, Professor Luke Barnes of Western Sydney University, Professor Frank J. Tipler of Tulane University, and Professor David Dilworth. We also warmly acknowledge the presence of eminent scholars from India whose contributions continue to strengthen the nation's scientific and intellectual traditions. Professor Pankaj S. Joshi of Ahmedabad University, Professor T.P. Singh, former professor at TFR, Professor Dipankar Banerjee from Indian Institute of Science, Space Science and Technology, Thiruvananthapuram, Professor Manoranjan Sinha, IIT Kharagpur, Professor Aryan Aigner of Jain University, Professor M.S. Sriram, President of Professor P.V. Sharma Research Foundation. Our sincere appreciation goes to Sri K. Vasudev Rao, President of Bhaktivedanta Institute, and Sri Varun Agarwal, Director of Bhaktivedanta Institute, whose efforts and guidance have helped bringing this lecture series into being. At this moment, it is also appropriate to remember with respect Dr. T.D. Singh, Founder Director of Bhaktivedanta Institute, whose vision encouraged thoughtful dialogue between modern science and deeper philosophical inquiry. This Golden Jubilee lecture series stands as a continuation of that vision. We also express our deep gratitude to knowledge partners, to various academic organizations that help sharing this program with the wider academic community, which includes NRC ISRO, Ayuka Pune, PRL Ahmedabad, ARIS Nainital, CSIR CRRI New Delhi, CSIR NAL Bangalore, SESI IISER Kolkata, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Kanpur, IIT Guwahati, IIT Hyderabad, IIT BHU Varanasi, and IIT Dharwad, along with other institutes whose cooperation has been greatly appreciated. I would also like to acknowledge the program chair organization team, technical coordinators, and volunteers whose dedication and quiet efforts behind the scenes made this gathering possible. Finally, we extend our appreciation to all the participants, students, and researchers who has enthusiastically joined this lecture series. Your presence reflects the shared curiosity that continues to inspire the scientific enterprise and our life. As we begin this lecture series, we look forward to thoughtful exchange of ideas and meaningful engagement with some of the most profound questions concerning the nature of universe. Allow me to conclude with a reflection that resonates deeply with the spirit of scientific inquiry in the words of Carl Sagan. Somewhere something incredible is waiting to be known. With these words, I once again convey our sincere thanks to all our distinguished guests, dignitaries, speakers, partner institutes, and participants. I request all the participants to attend all the lecture series today and the entire week. They would be very thought provoking and would greatly enhance our knowledge and understanding of the universe. Thank you all.